Whether you're looking for a portable for office work, gaming, or multimedia editing, this list of recommendations should find you the very best laptop. If you're an Apple fan, you'll definitely want to go for one of the latest MacBook Pro or MacBook Air laptops. If you need something for sketching, digital art, or photo work, you may want to consider a convertible with a stylus, like a Microsoft Surface Pro 6. If you're looking for an ultra-portable laptop, meanwhile, then the Dell XPS 13 is currently our pick of the bunch, with the 2019 refresh improving an already top-class Ultrabook. It's genuinely surprising how much power this device can pack in such a small form factor. Check out our roundup of the best Ultrabooks for more cost-efficient options. Then, you have to think about your budget, how much you're willing to spend up front, or whether you can pick something up on finance. Chromebooks are generally more affordable options that'll meet word processing and office needs, as well as casual web browsing and Netflix sessions. We rounded up the best Chromebooks here. 1. Dell XPS 15 2-in-1. The convertible is one of the first laptops to run one of Intel's G-series chips. The chips are the result of an unprecedented combination between Intel and its arch-rival AMD. Specifically, the chip combines Intel's CPU architecture with AMD's Vega graphics. The combination works a treat and means the XPS 15 2-in-1 is a powerhouse machine that can match laptops with discrete GeForce 1050 graphics on performance. Add to this its top-notch 4K screen and foldable, Yoga-like hinge mechanism, and the XPS 15 2-in-1 justifiably earns its place as one of 2018's best laptops. Dell XPS 13. The Dell XPS 13 is the best 13-inch laptop money can buy right now, especially after its 2019 refresh. Since last year's model, it features an improved Whiskey Lake processor and has moved the webcam back to its rightful place above the screen. There are a lot of customization options here too. Plump for the 4K resolution, which includes a touchscreen, and coupled with Dell's cinema optimizations and the laptop's new quad speaker setup, you've got the perfect setup for Netflix binging. Under the hood, you'll also get your pick of i5 and i7 Intel 8th gen CPUs and be able to load it with up to 16 gigabytes of RAM. The top-spec Core i7 CPU, 16 gigabytes of RAM version we tested blitzed through our synthetic tests and earned the XPS 13 a place as one of the fastest laptops currently available in most situations. The only slight issue is that you're limited to Intel HD graphics. The lack of Iris or DGPU options means it won't be able to enjoy even moderate gaming or edit video in 4K. But considering the fact it's cheaper than other laptops with these options, the omission is more than forgivable. Three, Asus VivoBook E200HA. The Asus VivoBook E200HA is a brilliant little netbook that weighs less than a kilogram but still manages to pack all the features you could want from a budget laptop. With 12 hours of battery life in normal usage and a dinky footprint, this is the most baggable laptop we've ever tested. With that crazy low price and weight come performance compromises, but if you only use a few browser tabs at a time, you'll be right at home. Four, Apple MacBook Air 2018. The MacBook Air 2018 is a long-awaited refresh of Apple's line of lightweight laptops, which since 2015 had only seen tiny iterative updates instead of big leaps forward. The 2018 lineup brings a 2560 by 1600 Retina display screen which boasts fantastic levels of color accuracy and decent levels of brightness and contrast. There's Touch ID, which lets you unlock the MacBook Air with a tap of your finger, and the T2 security chip, which encrypts your files on the go. The stereo speakers also offer sound quality that's among the best of any laptop we've seen recently. For everyday use, the battery gives us 9 to 10 hours of power too. Downsides include the fact that you get just 2 USB-C ports. They support the Thunderbolt 3 standard, so you'll be able to charge and transfer files quickly, and hook your Air up to all manner of monitors, drives, eGPUs, and other accessories. But when you're working on the go, this will be very limiting. Five, Asus Zenbook 15 UX533F. The Asus Zenbook 15's colorful and lightweight style is complemented by exceptional battery life and excellent performance, thanks in part to it being powered by an Intel Core i7-8565U, an Intel processor that's designed specifically of high-end laptops. It features a nifty ergolift design, which makes for a more comfortable typing position and also lets warm air escape from the main vent more easily. As well as that, the Zenbook 15 gives you plenty of ports, 2 Type-A USBs, Type-C USB, HDMI, and SD card slot. The only real downside here is the lack of an Ethernet port, but that's mitigated by the fact that you get a USB-A to Ethernet adapter in the box. This means if you need a laptop primarily for writing reports, essays, and articles on, you won't have to shell out for the multiple dongles in order for you to get your work done, and the long-lasting battery means you can work for over 10 hours without having to reach for your charger. The Asus Zenbook 15 isn't cheap, but it's a solid investment. There's a dedicated graphics card too, an NVIDIA GeForce GTX 1060, and up to 16 gigabytes of RAM, which means you can get some video editing and gaming done on the side. The Zenbook 15 isn't a star performer here, and if you're after a laptop primarily for wasting fools on Apex Legends, then you're better off looking at our best gaming laptop roundup, or waiting for machines featuring NVIDIA 20 series cards like the RTX 2080 to hit shelves. If gaming's of secondary importance though, and you want a performance Windows 10 laptop, the Asus Zenbook 15 is worth a look. 6. LG Gram 14Z980. The LG Gram 14Z980 is the best Ultrabook out there right now. It manages to cram 3 USB 3.0 ports, including USB-C, a micro SD card reader, and an HDMI port into a tiny lightweight frame. Despite the name, the LG Gram 14Z980 weighs a fraction less than 1 kilogram. Despite the slender build and lightweight frame, battery life, processing power, and overall performance is exceptional. The LG Gram 14Z980's display is also impressive, offering decent maximum brightness and respectable color space reproduction. Netflix and YouTube looked fantastic. With the LG Gram covering 94.9% of the sRGB gamut, designers ought to be able to work easily on this too. Though the low Adobe RGB and DCI P3 color gamut scores of 67.5% and 70.6% mean this isn't one for photographers. The only area where we feel the LG Gram is a letdown is internal storage. There's only one option, and that's to pick a 256GB SSD. If you're primarily after a laptop for work and streaming media, this will likely not be an issue, but others might find themselves running out of space sooner than they'd like. 7. Lenovo IdeaPad 720S. The Lenovo IdeaPad 720S is a model from last year. It won Laptop of the Year at the Trusted Reviews Awards 2017, meaning you can now pick this up for less if you shop around. For your money, you get a laptop with a 14-inch Full HD screen. Battery life is solid. giving us around 9 hours in testing, and the all-metal jacket gives it a premium feel. Processor options include an Intel Core i5-7200U or Core i7-7500U, along with an NVIDIA GT940MX dedicated graphics card, 8GB of RAM, and 256GB SSD. This isn't anywhere near enough to play latest games at the highest settings, but it'll handle older titles easily. And those specs will give you plenty of power if you just want something for regular work. In terms of ports, you get 2 USB 3.0 ports, HDMI, Thunderbolt, and an SD card reader, which is pretty generous. Not every laptop will pack in as many connections. Microsoft Surface Laptop 2. The Microsoft Surface Laptop 2 is a svelte, Alcantara-covered aluminum that boasts an impressive 2256 by 1504 resolution display and a very durable battery life. Most days, we've been able to get 10 hours of power out of the Surface Laptop 2. While it's not a high-performing gaming laptop and therefore is unsuited to high-end gaming and video work, it's got more than enough processing and graphical power to get you through the day and have enough left over in the tank to binge through your favorite Netflix show or play some Fortnite. As with a lot of slimline laptops, you don't get many ports. You get a mini DisplayPort, USB-A, and a proprietary Surface Connect port, and that's it. No HDMI, no USB-C, no SD card reader. There are adapters available if you need more connectivity, but having to embrace the dongle life after stumping up, in most cases, over 1,000 pounds, is a bit of an ask. If this is a stumbling block for you, then maybe the LG Gram would be a better choice. But if you've ever wanted a Windows 10 laptop that can match the Apple MacBook Air in terms of looks and style without compromising on performance, the Surface Laptop 2 is for you. 9. Microsoft Surface Pro 6. The Microsoft Surface Pro 6 is lightweight, flexible, and pretty powerful. As a convertible 2-in-1 Windows 10 device, it's got a foot in both the tablet and laptop camps. Our review model ran full-fat Windows 10 out of the box, not the safety scissors Windows 10S version Microsoft sometimes installs on its Surface devices, like the Surface Go. An excellent 12.3-inch screen, solid performance, and a battery which gives you around 7 to 8 hours of use on a single charge means that the Surface Pro 6 is ideally suited to office work, giving you enough power to get through the working day. The high-quality screen means that it's also perfect for streaming media at the end of the day, or during the day if your job really is that bad. A downside is the small number of ports and the absence of USB-C. While it's normal for tablets and convertibles not to have much in the way of physical ports, there are few dongles available from Microsoft's store. On that note, type cover keyboard dock, which is sold separately. While it allows for excellent fast typing, especially considering its size, it's on the pricey side, however you skin it. You're going to have to drop some extra cash in order to turn the Surface Pro into a fully fledged work laptop. If you don't mind splashing out, then the Surface Pro 6 will no doubt delight. 10. Lenovo Yoga 730. The Lenovo Yoga 730 is the latest addition in Lenovo's hybrid laptop lineup, boasting a 15.6-inch screen, Intel Core i7-8550U processor, and NVIDIA GeForce GTX 1050 graphics. It's a powerful and literally quite flexible machine that's a compelling, not to mention cheaper, alternative to our current favorite, the Dell XPS 15 2-in-1. Connections-wise, you get 2 full-size USB 3.0 ports, a Type-C Thunderbolt port, and a full-sized HDMI port, which for some will beat the XPS 15 2-in-1's twin pairs of Type-C USBs. A 4096-point active stylus comes included, and there's a slot for that too. And the aforementioned NVIDIA GPU plus 4GB of VRAM suggests that this is a shoo-in for creatives too. Unfortunately, The display covers just 84.1% of the sRGB color gamut, 61.5% of the Adobe RGB gamut, and 68% of the DCI P3 gamut, which compares poorly to rivals. Battery life also varies wildly depending on what you're doing. In our looped video test, the Lenovo Yoga 730 gave us an impressive 15 hours of power, which would see you right through most Netflix and iPlayer binges, no sweat. When doing something intensive like gaming, we saw between 1 to 2 hours.